Howdy hi, happy cookers, and welcome back to Escape Cat Cooks. Today I am going to be cooking for you one of my favourite fish dishes, Irish beer battered fish. So this fish, I caught it yesterday. It's actually mullet, and I caught 3 of them, so I have 6 fillets. I have cleaned it myself and I have pin boned it with tweezers. So I have 4 Kipfler potatoes here. I'm only feeding 2 of us, so 2 per person. I have boiled them in salted water and they have dried off, so they will be ready to make my Irish chips. So cut your potatoes into thirds or quarters. It just depends on how big those little kipflers are. So in a pan, put in a little bit of olive oil and chuck your potatoes in on a fairly high heat, and we want to crisp them up nicely. A little bit of pepper on them as well, maybe garlic if you have some. So these babies are starting to brown up a little bit now. They're actually looking really good. Look, if you have a deep fryer, you can chuck them in the deep fryer. I don't have one. I think it would be too dangerous if I had one. Okay, so the potatoes are done. They're nice and golden, and I'm just going to put them in the oven just to keep warm. So for the salad dressing, I'm using apple cider and honey vinegar. I got this from Tasmania, from a little place in Chudley. Absolutely love the little shop down there. Equal quantities of the cider vinegar with olive oil, and then maybe a teaspoon to a dessert spoonful of honey as well. Good grinding of salt and pepper. Put it into a little tub, lid on, shake the living daylights out of it. And this dressing will keep for a week or more in the fridge, because there's a fair bit in there. If the honey is too solid, just stick it in the microwave first to soften it up, and it will combine nicely with the other ingredients. So for the salad, I have some lettuce leaves, just some butter lettuce, some red onion chopped up, and some shaved cucumber. And literally to shave the cucumber, just get a peeler and I use little cucumbers, little tiny ones, and just backwards and forwards, just like that. So once you've put your cucumber and your onion and lettuce together, we'll just put that aside until we're ready for serving. So I'm going to cut up my avocado for the salad. A quarter of an avocado is probably more than enough for per person. So I'm serving 2 people, so half an avocado. So in a deep pan, I have put in probably about 3 cups of just vegetable oil, and I'm just going to heat that up. Right, so to make the batter, I'm using Kilkenny Irish draft, the original Irish style draft. This is yummy. So now we're going to make our batter. I'm going to use some of the Kilkenny, and just be careful opening this because it tends to go everywhere. I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup of Kilkenny beer. Ooh, And there's a fair bit left over, so you can either drink it out the can or try to be a lady and have it in a glass. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Such a gorgeous colour. Then we're going to add some soda water, another two-thirds of a cup. Ooh. Now you may need a bit more soda water, so I'm going to leave that there. Then we are going to add half a cup of self-raising flour. Chuck it all in, whisk it together. Now this will be a very light batter, which is what we want. Now we need some flour for dusting the fish. So I just have plain flour here. It's probably about half a cup. And then we have our fish, and I have seasoned the flour as well with a little bit of salt and pepper. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So we're just going to gently dust our fish in the flour, and just put that aside until we're ready to fry it. Right. Okay, now I have got my fish that has been dusted, and I'm putting it in the batter. It's a very, very light batter, and then I'm going to put it straight into the oil. Just let it swim around a little bit. Doing 2 pieces. So the fish won't take very long at all, especially the smaller species of fish. So that's fairly golden. And I'm just going to take that out and sit it on a prepared pan with some paper towel to drain it, and continue cooking the fish. So with the batter, if you just use the half a cup of flour, it will be very, very thin batter. If you add a little bit more, it will obviously just thicken it up a little bit. I've done 2 different batches here today that I will show you. One with the original mix of only half a cup of flour, and then I added another third a cup, and you'll be able to see the difference in the batter thickness on the fish. So we're going to dress the salad. Just put a little bit of that dressing in that we've made up earlier. I actually love lots of it. Just toss it through nicely. Okay, so now we're going to plate up. Put a little bit of the salad just in there, like that. Some of these delicious potatoes. Look at that. Oh. Then the fish. So this fish here that is the batter of the first batch, which is very, very light. This one here is the second batch with 1/3 of a cup more flour. Self-raising flour. Add some avocado. And a little bit of salt over the top of it all. Top it off with a lemon wedge. And there you have it. My Irish beer battered mullet with Irish potatoes and a tossed salad.